What's up, everybody? My name is Knannini, a mortgage loan officer in Phoenix, Arizona, aka the Millennial Loan Officer. You can follow me on the other socials here, but I wanted to tell you today why I became a loan officer. I, like a lot of others, had a hard time dealing with the pandemic, being sent home to work and really having more time to think about what I wanted to do with my life. At the time, I was a project manager, and I didn't hate my job, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to continue doing it. Even working from home and getting so much time back of not driving to the office, I was still not enjoying what I was doing. I found myself applying for jobs I didn't want to take, just because I was in a current position that I didn't want to continue doing. I had some self-reflection and realizing I can't be doing this. And I started to think of what do I really want to do? What I really want to do was I wanted to get licensed in something, to be an expert in something. And I always wanted to do something in real estate, never really wanted to be a real estate agent. And I happened to reach out to someone who was in the mortgage industry that used to go to the same gym as me. We started connecting and talking more. He's like, yeah, I could get you in as a realtor, or we can talk about more being a loan officer. And the more we talked about being a loan officer, I just really loved that idea. I've always loved working with numbers, kind of a numbers freak. I have a full-on Excel sheet for my fantasy football league. I'm breaking down wins, losses, love that stuff. I love looking at the analytics of things. So it kind of seemed like a nice path to go down. When I started researching what I needed to do, there was a 20 some hour course mixed with having to take a test, and it was a lot of money up front. I remember calling my mom and going, I don't know if I want to do this. This is a lot of money up front for me to not know if this is what I want to do. And I remember her telling me, she goes, it's money well spent if you find out that it's either what you want to do or it's what you not want to do or don't want to do. And that was the best advice I got, because I was like, okay, I'll just spend the money. I'll find out what I want to do. At least that's one step forward. Took the class, passed the test, and I never looked back from there. But here's what became the why of what I'm doing. Over the first month or two, I started to understand more about the industry, more about being a loan officer. And I think back to when we bought our home. We bought our home just 10 months before I became a loan officer. And I started to think back to that whole process now that I understood it more. We never really talked to the loan officer. For the most part, we were dealing with assistants. I never really had a good, clean conversation. We didn't really learn anything through the process. We were just handed a loan, and we were able to purchase the home. Nothing wrong with that. We were given what we needed to be able to purchase the home. That was the goal. But I thought back to the process, the whole process. And I thought, I didn't learn anything. I remember learning about stuff as a loan officer and then going back and finding our old documents and then understanding what we went through, understanding the numbers. And I thought, there's a lot of people out there that probably go through this as well. Learning about this stuff is so important. We're not taught it in school. And it's something that we deal with multiple times in our lives. So if you're not understanding the numbers, how to get a loan for a house, you're going to be at a detriment through the rest of your life. People need to understand. But it's the loan officer's job and fiduciary duty to be able to educate people on the decisions they're making, instead of just going, this is what you're going to do. Not saying that happened with me, but it's just something to be aware of. I try to educate as much as I can now. So like I said, we're not taught any of this in school. There's a lot of things in life that we deal with on the day-to-day basis that we're not taught in school. And I think this is a big one that needs to be discussed more. People need to be educated more on. Like I said, no one's ever going to buy just one house their whole life. It's just not realistic. There's so many things that change in your life. You want a bigger house. You need to move somewhere. If you're military, you're moving all over. There's so many different things that people need to be educated on. So ultimately, I feel like I need to make up for lost time when people come to me and are asking questions about the home buying process. What are the different loan options? What should we do? I have to be a resource for education in the current market, but just education across the whole process. And I really like what I do. I've never thought of myself before now as wanting to be a teacher, even playing baseball. I never really wanted to be a coach, but now I kind of take it on as a duty to try and educate as much as I can. I always tell people, I'm going to throw a lot at you. Please tell me when it's too much, but I feel like there's so much information I need to to get to you so you better understand the process. Because the more you know about that first home you buy, the more educated you're going to be for the rest of your life. And then with this idea of wanting to educate, kind of birthed the idea of me making videos. At first, I started making videos kind of for fun. I didn't really want to cold call. I didn't want to call the people that were in my life and bug them just to let them know what I was doing. So I was like, how can I make this fun? So when I started doing the videos, it was, like I said, to let people know what I was doing. But then it turned into, well, I can make people laugh and learn at the same time about something that no one knows about. Most people don't know about mortgages. Most people don't know about the different things that are entailed in a mortgage loan. So I was like, this is perfect. Not a lot of people are doing it. I was inspired by a loan officer over on the East Coast, but not a lot of people are doing video, and including this video today. Getting in front of a camera, sharing advice, and giving information to people is the biggest way to educate people nowadays. And I really wanted to use this format to be able to educate to everyone for free, no time out of your day, and you're learning as you go, as you follow me along in my career. I'm so happy I started making these videos. It was the best decision I ever made. And honestly, it's led into people from my past, from high school, college, reaching out and asking me for advice on purchasing a home. It's like the best feeling being able to help not only anyone who reaches out, but being able to help people who trust me enough to go, oh, I knew him 10 years ago. I want to reach out to him now with questions. That's what makes this the best job for me. I want to be able to help the people in my life, educate, and just help put them in a better position to purchase a home. And then to kind of wrap this all up, the biggest thing to me are relationships, whether that's relationships with referral partners, people I work with, but most importantly, home buyers. I want to have that connection where I've established a quality relationship with people and I can see them grow in their journey to buy a home, be able to grow into a new home when the time comes, just everything about being able to be a resource, potentially even a friend, and just be there for them with any questions, anything that comes up with life or anything home buying. So a lot of people kind of tell you what they do or how they do it, but I wanted to tell you the why. The what is I'm a mortgage loan officer and I originate home loans. The how is I make videos and I set meetings with referral partners. But the why is education. It's the most important thing through this whole process. This is the biggest decision most people make in their whole life, whether it's their first home or their fifth home. It's a super important decision and people need to understand the numbers and the reason behind any part of that decision they are making. I am here to be a resource to educate as many people as possible and build a relationship with not only people who want to come to me to buy a home, but the people I'm working with to help those people buy a home. For anyone who already knows me, hopefully that gave you a little bit more information on what I'm doing. And then for anyone out there who doesn't know me, now you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, who I am, and why I want to help people so much. If any of you have any questions about the home buying process or where to start, I'll drop my information below, and I look forward to helping anyone that reaches out. Take care.